Oh, YouTube. Back, putting out a few videos all at once, doing the content wall. Like maybe you saw one of the videos. I don't know. Second video, the other video, I didn't talk about it. Anyway, content wall, 3 videos all coming out at the same time. Now, question. Why? Not really why, but yes. I've been on a break. Kind of. Let's go straight. Let's see how high Route 68 is. Okay. Okay, where have I been? I've been in the same place I've always been. However, I just haven't been making content. Now, not in my last video, because that was my last trip video, which if you haven't seen that, please go check it out. That'll be here, there. I don't know. It'll be somewhere. But yeah, go check out my trip videos and enjoy some cool scenery, because that was a fun time. That was one of the best times I had in 2025, because 2025 towards the end of the year got to be quite turbulent in my life. So I think it was the video before my last trip video was when I, revealed that, hey, I got a new bike, because, well, I couldn't keep it a secret as I'm recording a video and everybody's looking down at BMW instead of Harley Davidson. And also in that video, I revealed that I had been laid off from my job of 15 years. Well, my last day was like 7 days shy of 15 years. Now, what have I been doing in the meantime? I thought about, well, hey, maybe I could go back to working on cars. So, like anybody else who's out of work or going to be out of work, I hopped on the old Indeed.com and started throwing applications out there left and right. I got a response from Carvana, but it just wasn't going to work out. And then I got a response from Firestone. The Firestone that I did work at one time, way back in 2010. There's a different manager there, but one of the employees that I know, he was still working there. And I come in there, I'm doing the interview. Now, mind you, this is the first week of not being employed. And he's like, bro, I don't even need to interview you. You're good. I talked to, I talked to Dan. Everything's cool. You're great. We need another guy. All I got to do is forward it up to the regional manager and corporate, and you'll be good to go. I'm like, awesome. Great. I left there feeling great. Yeah, I'm going to have income again, other than having to wait to get, unemployment, which I kind of put that off for a week or two, just because, honestly, I thought I would get hired pretty quick. And that's what I was thinking. What do we got? Still got salt over here? Man, you must have put this stinking whole Salt Lake on this area. We got some heavy rains. Anyway, wow, look at that. All right, well, at least most of it's dry, so I'm not too concerned. Anyway, right. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to be employed within a week, no problem, because I got, skills. At one time, I was, my certifications have lapsed because I haven't recerted, but I was an ASE certified master technician at one time in my life. And two days later, I get an email from their corporate because they've changed everything around. It's all very corporate, and it's just not the same. I don't know. If you work, I guess, in one of those fields, you'll know how companies can change from being more like a very personal type experience working for a company versus everything is just emails and we don't really want to actually talk to you kind of setup. And well, Firestone has really turned into that, where it's not the same. Anyway, I get an email 2 days later that says they're going to go a different direction. Always gotta, but with your skills and your qualifications, we'll keep you on file. Right. Okay. That's all just hey, we're gonna try and make you feel better because we're not hiring you, kind of thing. Now after that, I'm like, all right, well, let me apply for unemployment so I can at least get some kind of money coming in, and while I'm still looking for a job. And I was still looking for a job. And man, I gotta tell you, if you're one of these people, and I've seen videos on people about, the job search is crazy. It absolutely is. I was very kind of skeptical when I would see some of these videos of people saying that, yeah, I put in 100+ job applications and not one replied. That's absolutely true. Why is it? I don't know. Is it one of those things where all these things are being sent to an AI thing, and their company's AI algorithm has it set where they certain words or phrases get flagged, so they just kick it back? I don't know. I don't know if that is what the deal is, but I do know that these people are not lying. Whether they're millennials or Gen Z or whoever, they're not lying. You can put in a metric crap ton of applications and not hear from anyone. And that essentially was happening to me. Now, right about just before New Year's, I got a text message from a former coworker from flying the helicopters, one of my former cameramen. And he was doing part-time backup stuff. And told me, hey, they're going to have a job position opening up here. Maybe give them a call. Like, okay. Gave him a call. And sure enough, hey, got a job opening. Flying up there in one of the news helicopters in New York. So, thankfully, I didn't burn that bridge when I went out there. It was a company I'd worked for 15 years. Actually, 2 different times, because I had worked for them, I guess, a total of 17 years because of the latest 15 years. And then prior to that, I had worked for them for 2 years before another contract had been lost. But it happens. It's the nature of the business. And It's not fun when it happens, but I had the 15-year run was a good run. So now I'm back, just I'm flying another news helicopter. This time out of, we're up in more northern Jersey is where we're based, at an airport up there. But we fly around New York City every day, and man, the city has changed. As far as the buildings, the skyline is just like totally different. But during that time, now this is going to be a long-winded video, and honestly, I don't care. You know what? They always say that these longer videos are going to do better anyway, right? Or that's what they want, the algorithm wants? I don't know. I don't care. Anyway. During that time that I am looking for a job, putting in applications all over the place, and just nothing's happening. Sometimes you'd get like, a canned email response that says, oh, we forwarded this to our HR department, where nobody's going to look at it. I will say that, yeah, I was pretty frustrated during that whole time, and I tried recording a couple of videos because I did kind of have some time on my hands where I could record, but I just wasn't that into it. I would record something, and after I'd kind of watch the footage back and go, yeah, I'm not putting this out there. I didn't go on any kind of long rides because I didn't have any extra money to, be spending on doing any kind of trips or anything like that. So I would just do the usual ride around the area, which I'm doing now. So during that time, I recorded a few videos, and I've looked back at some of the footage and gone, no, it's just not going to work. So I didn't put anything out there. And that's, I just kind of took a break from all that stuff. I started doing more into photography, and I had started the 365 project of taking photos, but then that kind of got interrupted by going back to work, and just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it after a while. After a few weeks, it was like, man, this is like becoming work. So I kind of stopped that. Maybe I'll try it again. I don't know. March 1st? Who knows? We'll see. But I'm starting to get settled in to the new old job, because I had worked up there before, way back in 2006, 2007. The other thing that comes with this is doing the same job that I had done, flying the news helicopter. Every other weekend, I'm on call, which gives me about a 1 hour response time to get to where I need to get. Now, the previous spot was over at South Jersey Regional Airport, technically in Lumberton. I could ride almost anywhere down in South Jersey, through the Pines, all the roads down there in the Pines, and still be well within my response time to get to the airport to go, fly for whatever they wanted to go fly for. Well, now my house is Like, I'm kind of like on the borderline of time. I'm probably about 45 to 50 minutes, probably a little bit less, to getting up there to the airport where I need to be. Well, that means I pretty much can't take the bike south, because I can't put myself any further away from getting in when I'm on call. Which, being on call, the whole reason I ever got a Cardo or a Senna or a Quad Lock was because of these on-call weekends where I kind of need to be able to answer the phone if one of those guys calls me and says, hey, all hell's breaking loose. Can we come up here? And that's why I have these tools in order to be able to respond while I'm riding, which is great that I can do that. It means I can still go for a ride. However, now I've got to find out, well, not really find out, I just have to find some better roads that will still keep me in that response time. And it's an area which I didn't really explore before. I never really went too much to the north of my house unless I was going towards like Lambertville and up past Trenton and some of those back roads over there, which those, they're borderline, mostly because they're back roads. But there are some areas up there which I can explore. But go a little bit further north, here in New Jersey, it's not like this, where it's open farm fields. It is much more condensed. And the roads, personal opinion here, is if you live up there, then fine, maybe you know some better roads. And if you do, leave it in the comments to let me know places that I can go. Damn, as a poet, and didn't know it. So with that comes a new thing as to where I'm going to ride. So you might actually see some unfamiliar places that I'm riding to. That was a bad stop right there. I wasn't going to stop completely. I was going to try and hold it, but then that car. Oh, whatever. Let's move along. So kind of in a nutshell, I didn't really, not that I didn't want to make content, just some of the stuff that I don't know, I guess my head wasn't in the right place for making the content and putting it out there and being, hey, this is what's going on. But yeah, that's what was going on. I didn't have a job. Nobody was responding. A couple of places that I did have interviews with, that didn't go anywhere. And it seems like over here in Springfield Township, they're going to preemptively salt the roads instead of using the liquid brine. Okay. At least it's all dry. So, I wouldn't say it was ever a case of burnout. Maybe in the past it was. That I was just, I had too many other things going on, and YouTube has never been the sole focus in my life. It's always, I'd say, not even being secondary, it's more tertiary. And there are some people out there that can just, you know what, they can crank videos out. Left and right. But here's the thing. Recording the videos is the easy part. Because, I'll be honest with you, on this ride that I started maybe an hour and 10 minutes ago, I started a little bit before 2 o'clock on this ride to go get gas and everything like that. This is the third video I'm recording. Recording the videos, that's the easy part. The backlog comes when you've got to get it into the editor. Now, do you have time to sit at the computer and get it into your editing software and get it edited? Kind of hard to say. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, maybe you stay up late nights or whatever, but that would have been easy when I didn't have a job. But since you know, the stuff that I was kind of recording I wasn't liking, so it didn't really matter, I guess, at that point, whether I could stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning editing a piece of video, because, hey, it's not like, you know, it's Friday, Craig, you ain't got no job, you ain't got to do. See, again, if you watch the other videos, profanity is low. I bleeped myself. I self-edited prior to going into the editing software. But yeah, you know, I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything to do. I could have cranked out a boatload of videos, but I didn't. Because if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. And I wasn't feeling it. Well, now, I guess I'm kind of feeling it again. I mean, knowing that, hey, I got a bit more steady of an income here. And I don't have to look and go, oh man, I'm going to have to, you know, dip into savings because unemployment just doesn't cover it when you've got a mortgage and everything like that. But now, that's behind me for now. So we're going to look forward. We're going to push forward. We're going to ride forward. See, all those guys that have like gold wings and they have reverse on their bike, see, that's not good. You don't want to go in, you don't want to go backwards. You want to go forwards. We're going to go forward. It's a great time to be alive, yes indeed. Okay, oh no. Oh no. You just did an impression, no. But that has been where I've been. This is video number 3. You'll see they're all coming out at the same time. If you watch the one, you'll see the explainer of why there are 3 videos out at the same time. And this is the explainer, pretty much where I've been as far as uploading, you know, regular long-form riding videos. Hope y'all are having a great day. And you know what? I'm going to use something from Mr. Bodine there, Mr. Bodine 52. He's like, you know what? I believe if I remember correctly, he says, you know, check in on a buddy. Check in on a friend. Make sure they're doing okay. is, you know what? It's wintertime. Especially our riding peeps. We might not be in contact with them nearly as much. Just because we're not out there on the road with them. But still, check in with them. See if they're making any modifications to their motorcycle or anything like that. For me, nothing. I'm really doing pretty much nothing to this bike. I do want to add some lights though, so we'll see what happens maybe later in the spring, although I should be doing the mods now. But really kind of want those Lone Rider lights. They're expensive though, because you got to buy you got to get the CAN bus controller nonsense and everything like that, so you can have it work with your handlebar controls. But they do look pretty cool. We'll see what happens. Next time, guys, take care.